Welcome back to Midday Kentucky. I'm joined with Caitlyn Waltermire Leonard, a playwright, which is awesome. And I've got Troy Walton and Evander. Thank you all so much for being here. We're so excited. You all are doing some really big things for the bluegrass and taking it all the way to New York City.
Yes.
Are you excited?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
we are excited.
So you have produced this amazing show and you've written it.
Yes.
Will you tell me a little bit about the show?
Absolutely. This is it's a dark comedy musical, and it is set in a mental hospital in the 1970s.
Oh, now how come it's in the 1970s?
Well, I was drawing from personal experience in a similar institution, and so I was looking at what we're still doing and what we've been doing in the mental health care field for a long time. And I found that some things have gotten pretty stagnant.
Right.
So I set it in the 70s for that reason, and also narrative-wise, there are some new practices that were coming into play in the 70s that fit in with the plot.
So you're saying that this was really inspired by some of your own personal experiences.
Yes, it was.
And you've seen this kind of, not really you're saying the mental health field really hasn't changed that much since the 70s, so it's still a lot of the things we'd see in the 70s, they're still applicable today?
Yes, there are a lot of things that we do the same. When I was 18 years old, I was diagnosed with bipolar 1.
Okay.
And I checked into a similar facility a couple years later.
Yeah.
And I found so many of us so different and kind of scary to each other, sort of all crammed into the same space, getting very similar treatment.
Oh.
And so that's kind of what I write about in the show and how that might not quite work.
Now, were you all able to kind of see into that light when you read the play?
Yeah, I think so. I think there are a lot of themes, and we've been very fortunate because as actors, you don't always get the play right. So you don't always get the insight of, okay, what is my character supposed to be thinking? What are we trying to convey in this particular scene? So, I mean, just from my read-through, I mean, you get a sense of just the confusion because it follows a character named Teddy Sewell who is diagnosed with avoidant personality disorder.
Yes.
And so, you know, he's admitted to this institution, and it starts from his day one of, okay, what's going on? He meets all of these other patients, which Troy plays one. I mean, I think you're the first person, no, you're the second person he meets. But I mean, and just being confused, and their illusion, or it alludes to the clocks in the facility not really showing the right time, so you don't know what time is like.
Did you see that? Like, was that real?
Yeah. Oh, we didn't know what time it was ever.
Oh, wow.
And there aren't windows. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
It was, so that was.
So with this show, because I mean, honestly, that sounds wild to me.
Yes.
What is the message you really want to see the audience take away from the whole show?
You absolutely can get better.
Okay, wow, that's powerful.
Even if you go into a place run by some well-meaning, some not so well-meaning people, and it's terrifying and overwhelming, you absolutely can get better.
Oh my gosh.
And I think sometimes that healing doesn't necessarily come from the doctors
or
the nurses or the staff.
Absolutely.
So it's opening yourself to healing from a lot of different avenues.
Yes.
Now, you guys are doing some really big things here locally to help support your trip up to New York. Can you, Evander, I think that you have a lot about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I have a cheat sheet as well. But so Caitlyn submitted her play to the Midtown International Theater Festival. It was accepted into the summer season. So we're going to be in New York in July at the end. But before we do that, we're going to have a local performance. It's a Pay What You Can fundraiser on July 16th at 7:30, and it's at the Leeds Center for the Arts, and that's in Winchester, Kentucky. And for those, and it's a Pay What You Can, so $1 to $1,000. We're welcome,
we'll take big
whatever.
donations too.
Yeah, the donations would be great. But for those who can attend, we also have set up a GoFundMe page, and that is GoFundMe.com/LexMeetsNYC. So we would love donations through that as well.
Yeah, that is wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Please check it out. I think it's going to be an incredible show. I hope to make it myself. And stick around. We'll be back. And thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming in. And we wish you the best of luck, okay?
Thank you.